diesel.
We got some here, we got people.
What? What's it coming?
Finish it up. Jefferson on 15 Van Buren. Trying to keep them.
So you're,
And a lot of their salaries were like in the last, they're like 75. Yeah, Van Buren, yeah. I kind of looked at what they were ranked at.
I would imagine they have some financial.
But it's like, like how your average,
but if they were just
where
clerks.
the range is, and Van Buren was like for supervisor 77 to 95.
Clerks, it's based on the jurors and what they're paid, so your deputies is based on.
So they're almost last.
Like Joy is 77%.
The other one's called counties.
Well, the county seat is 1,000 people.
Yeah.
No stoplights in the county anywhere. Wait, just those blinking lights. Yeah. Yeah, above.
We took the transfer of control number from Florida.
I think it's like.
When they were selling General Store, and then I, grocery.
Yes.
You guys basically just come out with, we finished the board stuff.
That's got spiritual rest.
What's that? Yes.
It truly is.
Ignorance, stupidity.
Drugs, alcohol. It's all
I'll
done.
tell you what, there's a lot of job security right now, that's for sure. Man's busy.
And people die, so I get those
Especially if
We
you're.
try to keep them alive. We take care of them. He died. He left today. Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Who's gonna watch?
Yeah, I saw Kathy.
My, one friend has a treasure button that, she's leaving next week.
Until you get my wife to go to Hawaii, she won't fly in the water.
Yeah,
I wanna go to Hawaii, I'm not sure I wanna fly to be in a sea now.
If you go fishing.
85 plus. 85 is last time I
I'm
gonna see
like that, like at night, and then you get landed.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
And
That's
then,
gonna be.
They were out there. Just gonna invite them.
Everybody says you
Calm down.
should
I just
play
get
a
in that
role
water,
for
it's like
10
warm
days by
bath
the time you
water.
leave in that because of your travel, that way you have a load in
Yeah,
there.
he's back, but
You ever seen the movie?
opposite. Why?
I would love to see it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I remember. Over there, like 5.5 hours.
Well, from Chicago to Santa Ana, California, is almost 4 hours.
Oh, yeah.
I've done that. I have to read. I They're ahead of us.
I know, it gets you out. It's hard to get used to.
By the time you get used to it, it's time to go home. We're out in Vegas, because it's 2 hours behind, we always try to stay. A lot of times you get, because the kids would call us, well, they would call us in the morning, we'll be like, Frank, we'll be there.
Yeah, so it's 2:28 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay, 6 to 12.
So 4 hours, all right. Well, yeah,
But it depends on the savings time and time zones, right?
my wife got her.
Yeah.
We had to call pharmacy to get an order out there. And we had 5 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know. there's 3 hours, West Coast 5 hours. No, it says 5 hours between the two of us.
What, like?
Yeah.
Well, it's two to the coast, right?
Yeah, it's to California.
Yeah.
Three north. So if I did a layover in Los Angeles, my wife would be okay?
They do drive the end of the
It's like, I'm not flying over there. Like, why? Because if you crash your back, it's like, Christ.
There's lifeboats?
Yeah, well, if you crash, what's the difference between drowning and
There's a vest.
crushed?
Yeah, that vest, they tell you know to inflate.
The vest is very impressive.
Sharks in the water.
Yes.
Don't eat much.
Public.
My kids would like to be free.
Okay, let's call the meeting to order. We are reconvening again in lieu of Monday night not being all the stuff the protocol being followed correctly. I will now turn it over to Mr. Lau, our attorney at hand here, and please explain why that is, sir.
Well, we asked for this reconvening, to make sure we have, individuals properly appointed. A couple of points I wanted to make, just as sort of guidance. The purpose of this board is to make a recommendation to the Board of Supervisors. You don't set the salaries of elected officials, you make a recommendation. And that recommendation is the upper limit of what they can actually settle on as a salary for the employee, the elected officials. So they are to take your recommendations and then either adopt them or they can reduce them. If they reduce it for one, they have to reduce the same amount for all, so just keep that in mind. Iowa Code Section 331-907 says that when you're making your deliberations, you're to consider salaries of other county officials in similar offices, state officials performing similar duties, federal officials in similar duties, and then private sector employees that perform the same types of functions. So it doesn't really want to say more than that, but you are to consider those factors. So I just wanted you guys to kind of know that you're here to make a recommendation, and that's what your purpose is. And let John take it from there.
Okay. All right. Let's go back. I guess point number 2, we need to again appoint the chairman. Would there be anybody that would like to make a motion as such?
Make a motion to appoint you, John Gant, as the chairman.
One second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Thank you. Next will be the vice chairman. Any motions there?
I'll step up for that. Mike Kirkpatrick, myself.
Is there a second?
Well, second.
Okay. Right. And how about a secretary? Oh, excuse me, all in favor? I don't think I said that. I'll call myself. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Now, a secretary. Any motion there?
I motion for the moment.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. All right, very good. And again, we must approve, which we did already, but let's do it again. Approve the minutes of the January 5th, 2022 meeting. Is there a motion?
I motion to approve the minutes.
Second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. All right. So, as chairman, I have things I'd like to say before we get going. Number 1, instead of a motion for an increase made first before discussion being made on our representative, we're gonna flip about that. I want everybody that wants to have a chance to say what they wanna say, if they wanna say something about their respective official that they represent. After that's done, we then make motions on the increase, not the opposite.
John, you need to go back and address Monday night before you do the
Okay. I'm not quite sure I'm following that.
Oh, yeah, it's validate the findings.
Oh, okay. So we need to officially invalidate the findings Monday, and we'll let Mr. Lowry share with us about the protocol. Now, do we need a motion on that? Right?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Would somebody want to make a motion that Monday night was invalidated as stated?
I'll make a motion.
Mike, is there a second?
A second.
First and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Alright. So, anyway, back to what I was saying. We're gonna have discussion first, motion for the increases second. That will be good work. The other thing is that would anyone want to entertain, note the other night, we voted, it was voted individually, like individual department head, okay, instead of collectively as a group regarding increases.
I'd like to entertain that.
As to
I make a motion.
that we make the increases per group,
A percentage across the board.
okay, Mike? Is there a second for that?
Well, can I back the card up just a little bit, John? I'd like to first of all introduce the supervisors' representatives.
Sure.
If I may,
Go ahead.
please.
Absolutely.
We have Mark Zarodnik here and Mike Barnes. And they're here on our behalf.
Very good.
Okay.
Very good.
If I could ask for some clarification in this motion, are you asking that it be as only as a all-in-one? Is that what you're asking for? Is that what this motion is for? Okay.
Previous, all the years
Okay.
I've been on this board, and there's no right or wrong, we just
Correct.
always have done it, one applies to everybody. Last Monday night was the first time it was done on an individualized basis. That's why I'm just bringing up the other end of things, just to clarify which option we want to proceed with.
In years past, you have, though, done exceptions to that, particularly last year with the Back to Blue, for example. Because not everybody got a 28.5% raise.
Yeah.
Okay,
Of course, that was a government mandate,
of course, so,
correct?
yep. So, anyway, that's what I was wanting to get clear. Okay.
So the proposed motion would be that we would be unanimously giving everyone the same percentile raise. John, just want to see clarity.
Correct.
Okay.
And Mike initiated a motion on that?
Yes.
One thing, I'm sorry, go ahead, I didn't want to interrupt.
It's probably time for input anyway, isn't it?
Well, we're not voting on wages yet, but, go
I
ahead.
need a second prior to discussion.
Okay, hold on. Go ahead, Attorney.
You need a second prior to discussion, or should we discuss it?
So we have a motion, is there a second? To apply
A strict
an increase across the board as opposed to individual.
I was not here last year, but in years before that, we always took each individual, looked at each individual office. Because I mean, you've got different duties, different responsibilities. And well, look, the county attorney has to have special education. The sheriff is responsible for policing the entire county. It's something I think that needs to be looked at individually.
Okay, but point is, but we have had many years where we did have the increase apply across the board. So, I'm just, we can go that way, if this is not a popular motion.
Excuse me, didn't we say we had to have a second before we can discuss this?
Correct.
Right.
We haven't had a second.
Right,
So we
right.
shouldn't be discussing any more than his comment.
Is there a second for the motion?
I will second the motion to enter into discussion.
I've already made a comment.
So the motion is any increase we collectively do vote on being applicable to the group as a whole as opposed to individual departments. And that's what Mike voted on, correct?
Correct.
I agree with Anders. Every position is different. Everybody's required education level is different. Everybody's time commitments are different. Everybody's training is different.
Right. But you're going right back on what you just said. You're discussing, we're calling for a second motion, if you're gonna be a second motion.
She said it. She said it.
You're good, John.
Yeah.
Go there.
Yeah, you can discuss that.
Am I missing something?
No, you're right, you're right.
All right, I thought I heard it.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so, null and void?
Not null and void. I agree with him.
No, I mean, discussion is open.
Oh, okay.
That's all I meant.
Okay.
So, then on the other hand, is there a motion to consider increases on an individualized basis?
You gotta vote on this one first, John.
Well, that's true.
You gotta ask for more discussion, if there is none, then you call the vote.
All right?
Okay, because what I was thinking for doing a collective, that we account for the cost of living increase at minimum.
Okay.
You know, and that puts us at 8.3%.
Okay.
And we can discuss whether we go higher than that or lower than that, if you got, you know, collectively can figure what to do on that.
Any other discussion?
My feelings as a whole, all six, seven, eight individuals are well compensated for what they do as public employees. I don't think anybody in here is living paycheck to paycheck. Cost of living increases, I don't think, 8% is quite a bit every year for that. I think everybody's well above Benton County standards for what it takes to live a good life.
Okay.
That's my personal feeling.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, if there's no other comments, now I will go back and ask, is there a second to the initial motion made?
I did second,
Yeah,
I
that's my
second,
second.
yeah, I second the
Discussion
motion,
though.
yeah. Mhm.
Period.
You have
So,
your
in
discussion.
essence, we have that is nullified then now, is that correct?
No, you have to call for a vote, and whether,
She seconded his motion.
So now you'll call for a vote.
so Mike needs to clarify his motion that what percentage is he asking for, and then you vote, if it fails, then you vote on individually.
Okay. All right, all in favor?
Well, I was supposed to clarify the percentage.
Well, we're gonna go to percentage right now then. That's what we're gonna do. We're not voting on group yet, we're saying percentage
Okay,
at this point.
well, I think it should be the cost of living adjustment. You know, I mean, like I said, we can start at 8.3 or 8.0. I'm fine, if some people were thinking that's a bit high, 8.3, let's start at 8.0.
So now you call the question, John, because everybody's talked about it.
Okay.
Either yea or nay, and if it doesn't pass, then you move on.
8% is the mark. All in favor?
Are you talking about for everybody?
Yes, that's
Yes.
the motion.
That was the motion. Okay, all opposed? Nay.
Nay.
Okay. Now the back is correct. All right. So, Any more discussion? If not, would there be a motion for a different percentage option?
Are we still doing across the board?
Yes.
That would be what the percentage is for, but we haven't discussed whether that's an option yet or not. There hasn't been a vote on across the board versus individual yet, right? We're still
Well, I
talking
think the
about percentage.
motion pretty much nixed the across the board percentage. I mean, unless somebody makes a different motion with a different percent, but it was voted no, so unless somebody wants to pursue that avenue, then we need to move on to individuals.
Okay. So, group is off, we're on the individual. Now, that being said, Ray, can I arbitrarily,
You can, yeah,
Pick a
chair, you
position
can
to
fix
go.
it to start. Yeah, unless somebody wants to,
what, unless somebody has somewhere they want to start,
yeah, we'll do one at a time.
one at a time? Let's go with the county attorney position.
I was not here Monday, but I did make some phone calls and I did watch the video, so I know, I can't say I'm up to speed, but as up to speed as you can get watching a video. I agree with all the percentages that were given out on Monday. So I'll make a motion for a recommendation for 2.75.
For the county attorney
For the
position.
county attorney position.
Yes, you made a motion, you just second.
Is there a second?
I'll second. You can, you're part of the board.
Yeah, yeah, very nice.
Second.
Then in that case, all in favor, say aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Nay. Nays have it. Back on the table.
I'd like to make a motion to make the county attorney's office, 9.5%.
Is there a second for that motion? If not, back on the table again.
Since there was no second, I'll propose 8.3 to match the cost of living.
Is there a second to 8.3%?
I'll second that.
And a second? Just in a second? All in favor, say
Yeah,
aye.
discuss it,
Vote.
Yeah, this comes first.
Pardon me.
discuss it, John.
Yep. Discussion, vote.
Since we've left this on an individual basis, make your case for why you believe an 8.5% cost of living increase is warranted on a new position.
Well, I was looking at all the different counties for what they're doing for the county attorney's office. Actually, 8.5 is kind of low on quite a bit of them. A lot of them going like 10 to 12% on average.
For a newly elected official?
Well, none of them said they're newly elected at that point. I don't know which ones are newly elected versus incumbents.
And can we just point out the thing that the code says you are to consider are like salaries for other like employees in government and the private sector. It doesn't say anything about newly elected or not. That's not what the code says you are to consider.
We're not talking salary, though, we're talking increase. Right? Recommended.
You make a salary recommendation to the supervisors.
I'm not making a salary recommendation, I'm making an increase we're making increase.
Code says you make a salary recommendation. That's exactly what the code says.
Okay. Rather, so is that how it's gonna be voted on, as a number rather than a percentage?
Well, at this point, we have percentages, yeah. First and
And
second.
you just say it's a number rather than a percentage, right?
Well, you take percentage through the current number,
And that's the
and that's your
recommendation.
number.
Well, I'm just asking how you wanna do it. I'm fine either way. I have no problem either way.
Any other discussion? Yeah, I guess my for a vote. All, is 8.5 or 8.3?
E3 to match
That's
the
what I thought you said.
current cost of living increase.
So 8.3 first, by Mike, seconded by Andrews. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
More nays than yeas? That was almost.
Let's show, ask for a show of hands.
Let's do that.
Let's just show
Let's do close.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. Show of hands, all in favor, raise your hand.
Who was this raised on for?
The 8.3 that you just
8.3.
voted on.
All right, so we got 3 yea, nays, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. Dead heat.
That's interesting.
Back on the drawing board.
Remember, we got 5, 6, 7. It can't be 3 threes or 7 members.
I think you vote, that
Did you vote, John?
John didn't vote.
Oh, yeah.
You're a member, you vote.
That's right. Yes, I can vote. I'm thinking the chairman or you're neutral. You know?
And in this case, you have to vote.
You couldn't be that lucky, John.
Yeah, yeah. I'll go yea. I mean, for the first. So, motion carried. Okay. Let's take the county auditor position next.
Can I throw out, actually, from when we were here the other night, I think the percentage was, it was just about 8%. And then I looked at some of the other duties that the auditor does, and budgeting and auditing, and some of the counties have an extra stipend for that. So I would like to recommend a 9%.
Is that a motion?
Yeah, motion for 9%
Is
for
there a second?
the auditor.
I'll second that.
First, second, Michelle, Mike. Discussion.
I guess I will. I'm gonna blow my mouth off.
Go ahead.
Ray, you really shouldn't tell him to second it. Okay?
I was just encouraging him to speak up.
Yeah, I know, you said seconded, so you really shouldn't do that. So, they can speak their own mind.
Okay, withdraw, just to make sure we're on that, but have withdraw his second, and ask for nomination.
Okay. Let's retract back to the county attorney position.
No.
No,
Auditor.
this is not.
Yeah, that's
Make sure-
for extension.
Yeah, and-
No, I had the motion, so.
Yes, she had
we
the
need a second.
motion. Ray told him to second it.
Yeah, I did, you're right, I did.
That's it.
So,
And just in an effort to move things along.
I get it. I wasn't trying to be an asshole, it just
Well, I don't
goes
take it that
naturally.
way, and so we're fine.
Okay. Discussion is done. All right. All in favor, raise hand.
No, we still need a second.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're doing first.
So
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
I
Michelle.
made the motion.
Is there a second?
For the auditor, so yeah, we need a second for it to move forward.
I will second the motion.
So we have first and second, okay? All in favor, raise hand. Opposed?
Do we vote before we discuss? I'm sorry.
No, you discussed it, no.
I apologize.
That's for discussion, maybe.
That's all right.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, I didn't know.
I thought he asked for
I apologize.
So if I counted correctly, we have a majority yay on that?
I didn't see what it was.
Let's call it again. Let's call it again.
Stick the hands high in the air, please.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time.
Again, Michelle, restate the percentage,
Um,
9%.
it was 9%, yeah, and I guess as discussions for that, or I don't know if we go which way, this and that, it was just mainly because of where the ranking is in the state to be competitive with the other counties that are close to us.
Right.
And because of the extra duties they do for, budgeting and financials.
9%
Yeah.
more. Okay. So we have a first and a second there. Now, all in favor, raise hand. Opposed?
1, 2, 3.
2. Okay, all right. Okay, so back on the table again.
it.
All right,
John,
so
No. Did you vote that?
John, you gotta vote.
You didn't have to.
Oh, true.
Yes, yes, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not saying,
And Mike, is that your name? I'm sorry, you did vote on that one? I didn't.
He did.
Oh, I didn't see your hand, I'm sorry, okay.
okay, so back to scratch again. Would someone like to make a motion for a different percentage increase other than the 9% initial recommendation?
I would make a motion for a salary increase for the auditor in the amount of 8.3%.
I'll second
that.
Whoa. Which one is first?
2 seconds. I'm first.
Anderson. I've got it.
Just a record for me.
Get the butts out.
I gotta get your recommendation dog. All right, very good. First and second, discussion. Okay, if none, 8.3% is the mark. All in favor, raise your hand, please. Five yea, opposed, nay, opposed, raise hand, please.
I think it was unanimous, John. They were short hands over here.
Short hands over there.
I thought I counted that many, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Motion
I was
carries.
trying to make it better for you.
Very good. Let's go to treasurer. Would the representative like to?
Yes, I would like to
comment?
make a motion that the treasurer receive a salary increase of 8.3%.
I'll second that.
Okay. Discussion.
It's my comprehension from discussing some things with the operations of the courthouse that like the treasurer, auditor, recorder, you all work imperatively all together, is that correct? Your departments all work together very integrally? Okay. That you utilize each other and, okay.
Any other discussion? If not, all in favor, raise hands. Opposed? Motion carried. Recorder. Alexa. Well, being your representative, I'd like to say that you have done an extremely efficient job in your office. You, not only take care of people getting passports, doing the typical jobs as a recorder, but a minimal staff. You take care of people efficiently, never any complaints. Do a great job. Yeah. Now, I don't think the chair can make a recommendation, okay?
Yes, you
Yep,
can.
you're a
You're a
member.
representative.
Yep, you're.
I'd like to recommend 8.3%.
Put a motion for him.
I'll second that.
First and second, okay? Discussion? If none, all in favor, raise your hand, please. Okay. Opposed? Motion carries, 1.3%. Very good. The sheriff.
The sheriff got a good raise last year. So I would recommend the 8.3 increase for the sheriff's office also, for the sheriff.
I will second that motion.
First and second. Okay. Discussion. If none, in favor, raise your hands, please. Opposed, raise your hands, please. 8-1-3. So, let's go to the supervisors. Mr. Barnes, do you have anything to say?
I'm gonna recommend the same thing as everybody else did.
Thank you. 3.
I'll second that.
First, second. Mike and Mike. I want that. Discussion. If none, those in favor, raise your hand.
I will
Okay.
ask a question, may I? I know I'm not part of the board.
Of course.
There is currently a stipends of $1,000 for the chair.
Yeah.
Monday, I stated that you more than earned that amount of money as chair.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna ask, is that something that's voted on separately?
Can I answer that?
Yes,
I think
please.
they can vote on it, I think they, in just my short time, I think they do earn that. The chair does definitely earn that extra stipend, so obviously I can't vote either, but I think that's a wise motion, and I would support it.
Voting on it separately, right?
I just think they all would vote,
Okay,
increase plus a stipend. That way, it probably doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you do it through motion and discussion.
sure.
So, but I think that's what people don't realize, how much extra time.
I didn't want to miss it accidentally, is what I didn't want to do.
Right.
I'm not the chairman, by the way, so I'm not the chairman.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to pat my
No,
pocket,
it's just-
please understand that.
Going back to Monday, we did have the applicable to all of the stipend, was that was separate.
Because he has to be on several boards, and we all have to be on boards. The chairman has to run a lot of stuff, so.
That was just a question I asked.
May I make a motion to amend the motion?
Okay.
I make a motion to, increase the salaries by 8.3% and provide, a stipend in the amount of $3,500 for the chair.
I'll second that.
3,500.
So a first and second, how about discussion on that?
I would say it needs to go to the $5,000 based on Monday's conversations.
Don't you have to get the original motion there to accept the amendment?
Yeah,
Let's do it in 2 parts. Let's do, it was handled, I think that's fine. Let's do the stipend separately from the overall percentage. So, but,
Well, we'll go back to the discussion anyhow, so I'm fine.
all right, yep, good? Yep. Okay, all right. So we have a motion on the floor right now. So overall, including the chairman, base of 8.3%. All in favor of that, raise your hands. Opposed? Okay. Motion carries. Now, let's say the stipend. Okay. There was initially a $3,500 amount mentioned.
Since we split that, is that still a motion, or are we moving to some, how do you want to handle that?
I think it should be separate motion at this
Yeah, I
point.
think she has to make
Okay,
a
no, but
motion.
is that already a motion?
No,
Because we kind of
She'll need
showed
to make a
gears
new
and
one
it
if she
came
wants
back
to do
to
the
it.
3,500.
I will amend my previous motion to just do an across the board 8.3% salary increase for the supervisors to Okay, so we vote on that.
Bingo.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I make sure I'm messing.
Now we're just talking about the stipend.
Now we're just
Now, stay.
Okay, so I will make a motion to $3,500 stipend for the chairman.
And I would second that.
So now you discuss it, John, and take a motion. If it fails, then I think Mark's motion would be to make it 5,000 if this fails.
Correct. All right, so, we have 3,500 on the floor, first and second, so we do need to vote on that. Those in favor, raise your hands.
Any discussion on that?
Yeah, any discussion?
Pardon me, start a discussion.
Oh, there was more of a question, I guess. I didn't have a lot of discussion. Obviously, you know where I want to go.
Yeah, no,
No,
no.
After this point, but I just
understand-
asked.
And I understand where you're coming
Yeah.
from with that, but their increase was like 5% the other night. So I guess that's where I'm looking at
Correct.
the trade-off. It's not that I don't think that they deserve it by any chance, but it's just, there was a different increase. When we were talking the other night, it was a 5% for the supervisors.
Correct.
And a
True.
5,000, so.
Right,
it was
correct,
like,
yes,
yeah.
exactly, that's why I proposed it.
And I guess we're, I don't know how far to go into this amount versus another amount, but I know what these guys do.
Yeah, and I
They're the
just
firemen,
explained why I voted
and
the way I
their
did.
time is worth a lot. Their travel is worth a lot. The nights, all of that is worth quite a bit. And that goes up and down, obviously. Next year, it could be a $2,000 stipend or 6 or 7, whatever. So it's variable, obviously. But having ran for supervisor, knowing what these guys do, I don't think 35 is enough at this time. Maybe next year it would be plenty. But because that goes to a specific person, not to all of them, for what that person's doing. So, I don't think it's enough.
I agree with you.
I'm not supposed to say anything, but if I'm allowed, I will say that Tracy's done way more than a normal chairman would do. He saved the county a bunch of money, by the way.
You know,
He's done putting up buildings and such.
my understanding is doing drywall and everything.
Yeah. He's done different projects in this building. I
He was
mean,
doing that even not as a chairman,
yeah, yeah,
so, yeah, it wasn't just as a chairman.
right, but
I know. Chairman takes a lot of time.
yeah. And well, he spent a lot of time at it. I can't spend that much time at it. I mean, I can't. If I'd come up here and even help with a building, I mean, let alone,
Just tell him you don't like to drywall.
And it's not his job, because the fact he's doing it
Yeah.
is something that really needs to be recognized, because
Yeah.
it's not his job.
So, yeah, well, he saved us $650,000 on one building project alone. Anyhow, so
yeah,
I certainly understand all the what she brought up. But anyhow, we have, okay, go back up. We do on the first, we do on the second, on the fourth. Okay, at the 3,500. So, at 3,500, first and second, all in favor, raise your hands. Okay. 2, all right. Opposed, raise hands. All right, now we're back on the floor.
I'll make a motion for $5,000 check.
I'll second that.
First and second. Okay. Discussion? If not, all in favor of 5,000, raise your hand. Opposed, raise your hands. 5,000 it is. Will there be a motion to adjourn our meeting?
You guys just want to stay here, or do you want to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
there a second? To adjourn?
I don't know, the chair's pretty comfortable.
All in favor?
We get some
Say
pizza.
aye.
Who seconded?
Mike.
Get out of here.
Anytime.